Where we did that because that's a really good question. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From, Milwaukee's own entrepreneur, business, small business, and just all around dope ass podcast. The only requirement to be here on this podcast is to be from here. But I made an exception to the rule today, people. Okay. Normally, y'all know I say that the only way you can be on this podcast is if you are from the city of Milwaukee. But child, my guest today, she hangs out here, so she's Milwaukee adjacent. She's actually from Madison, Wisconsin. But she is so dope that I literally did everything in my powers to get this woman on the show with me today. We have literally planned this episode for damn near almost a year now.
Oh my gosh. It's been close to 365 days.
Damn near. And don't get it twisted, people. And it's not because life be life, because life show be life. Okay. But she is literally the epitome of an entrepreneur. Okay. Let me back that up. She is the epitome of a momtrepreneur. Okay. Let's clap it down for her. But I am joined by, you know what? Well, tell the world who you are.
Hello, everybody. I am LaFonda LaShore. I am so honored to be here. And I take everything you say with so much gratitude because I know it comes from a place of love and just so much admiration. So thank you so much.
No. I'm honored to actually have you here more than anything because I had just did a little confession before the show started, so I'm not going to tell y'all what I confessed. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That's between us. It wasn't nothing bad. It wasn't nothing like that there. But it was something I had to tell her. And I've kind of been watching your journey literally, I want to say almost for the last almost 2 years. The whole 2 years, and you have definitely been doing a lot in regards to. So we're definitely going to talk about a lot of things that you've been up to, things you've been through, and even some of the small little side conversations we were just having. One of them, which was funny as hell, I had to cut it off so we can get started. So let's talk about these businesses that you did.
Let's talk.
Okay. So let's start with even though you don't call it motivational speaking. How did you get into that to begin with?
For starters, I grew up, born and raised in Beloit, Wisconsin. It's like
I'm sorry to hear that.
40.
Ooh. I've been to Beloit.
Look,
I've been to Beloit so many times.
Beloit.
One of my sisters moved to Beloit, and when I tell you I don't go visit her, she comes here because I cannot do Beloit.
You know what? That's unfortunate.
But taking consideration, I also come from a very big city, so
right. See, and that's what I have to tell people. Like Beloit is just it's a lot of people say, "Oh, Beloit is too big." No, Beloit is small enough to be small enough to know everybody.
It's small enough to know everybody. It's small enough to also be a problem too.
Yeah, a huge problem. And the one thing that I can say, I truly admire how we are having more community figures step in to be corrective of those problems. But Beloit is coming along. It's coming a long way. It is. It's coming along. So next time you want to make a trip to Beloit, let me know so that we can have something on the roster for you.
I need to know where the black folks are in Beloit.
You know what?
Know where the black folks are.
I don't know why they come up here. They come to y'all.
I told you that's why I'm to
listen.
Come here. Y'all don't want to be there.
Look, Beloit come to Milwaukee.
It's
what
like,
you talking?
Y'all like a block long.
Look,
all the black people be on one block.
And then you cross the bridge and they be on one block on that side.
That's one block. That's all it is.
Oh my goodness. Listen. But becoming an implementation specialist is just what I like to categorize it as, because motivational speaking is just so broad. True. But stepping onto that platform is just the network that I have built. Just becoming first a financial consultant, that was my first journey into being an entrepreneur. Was financial consulting, building financial literacy, teaching people about credit. I mean, now I love that everybody is involved in it now, but it's just like that was my stepping into of, oh, you finna work for yourself now? Okay.
We definitely got to stay friends, but that is no. But I think the pandemic did make that more of a conversational piece more than anything. Mm-hmm. But I also think that I know for a fact that the way a lot of school systems were built, specifically when it comes to African American community, we were never properly taught what financial literacy looks like. And number one, generational curses of how we manage and handle money. I mean, as Black people growing up pre-civil rights, you wasn't really able to own much. Only what they will let you own. And more importantly, you never wanted to owe anybody anything, because we've always, owing somebody has always been like
a monkey on our back.
Yeah, a monkey on our back, a way of control, to the point where if you had the ability to pay something off right away, we automatically did it. We didn't want to deal with banks because banks played with our money, or we didn't understand the concept of fees or, deductions, or if you got this account where it requires you to have $25,000 in it, but because you literally spend it as fast as you get it, you're wondering why the bank keeps charging you $25 every month. And you're upset, like, why do you guys keep taking my money? We're not taking your money. You have this type of account, And there's a lot more to it. And credit. Ooh, we're not even gonna have a. That's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother.
It's a whole nother episode.
Another day.
Credit is so wild. Yes, me, you, and 3 other people. We're gonna sit down and talk about just that alone. But I do want to say publicly, thank you for being one of those people who are out here advocating for financial literacy, and more importantly, taking entrepreneurs by their hand and saying, "Look, this is what you got to do."
Absolutely.
Because for those who don't know, last time I recorded, I was still working a regular 9-to-5 job while doing this. But since then, I have expanded my business so much that I am now considered a full-blown entrepreneur right now. Yes,
Can we clap that up? Let's clap that
up. That I am a full-blown entrepreneur, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm scared as shit.
And it's okay.
And it is.
Yes.
I'm scared every day. Like, I literally... Sherman Phoenix, shout out to Sherman Phoenix, where we have these little classes and programs that we have to take with the entrepreneurs. The Phoenix Rising grant program kind of wants us to take so many of these classes in regards to our grant requirements and stuff like that, which is, I think, is a dope thing. We're not just giving you money. You gotta earn this money, show that you really want to. And the most recent one I took is about stress as an entrepreneur. Like dealing with the fact that there are a lot of stressors out here that we don't think about when we first decide to take that leap.
True.
But one of the biggest things that she pointed out, which I commend her for this, was we as Black people, we have a hustle mentality, not because we know how to grind, but it's literally ingrained in our DNA because we've always had to work for everything.
Always.
Like, we have yet to learn how to be bosses, but we know how to go out there and get the bag. So much so that we promote that to everybody. Go out and get the bag, go out and get the bag. That we have so many side hustles, but we have no actual businesses.
Yeah. Oh. Speak on it.
I told you, girl, you came.
You
came here to pod with me. This is not a regular conversation.
On it. And I try to encourage individuals so much. Like, if you are specializing in what you have categorized as a side hustle, stop calling it a side hustle or a small business. That's your business.
Exactly.
And it is getting ready to expand. Like, it's no longer a side hustle because you've perfected it and now you are monetizing off of something you've perfected. So it's no longer a side hustle. We ain't gonna call it that no more.
And I'm glad you said it like that, because I think that's where I calmed a little bit when I had to sit down and realize, like, number one, I'm in a business that as long as people got something to say, I got a product to provide.
Period. You have a platform.
I have a platform.
Absolutely.
Sherman Phoenix has definitely forced me to be more out than I used to be. So not only do I have a platform, but I now have programs and other avenues to provide my services that I never thought about the first time. So what initially started off as a fear of like, damn, I can pay for my business to sustain, but what about my personal expenses and whatnot?
Right.
Now it's starting to be like, oh, well, I never thought about doing this. This right here is going to generate X amount of dollars. Okay, if I do that. Okay, but then I do this. Oh, you telling me if I do this, all this money is mine? It's from that. Like now it's like, okay, let's no longer be concerned about where the money is coming from, but let's be concerned of how do we get this money without burning ourselves out.
How are we going to receive it, manage, budget, set it up so that we're still receiving more.
Right.
So
And that's the
becomes a
biggest thing.
cash flow.
Right. It comes to
Yep,
cash flow.
absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
of course, that aspect of your job required a lot of in-person stuff.
Oh, yes.
A lot of talking to people in their face.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, there was this brief moment in time where what's that thing called? COVID decided it wanted to hit.
COVID-19, 20.
Code 19, 20, 21, 37. Hell shit.
It was,
That
yes.
sucker still here.
Yes, it made the world just stand still.
How did you mentally deal with the adjustment?
Woo. Mentally dealing with COVID and just
because that pivoted your business.
It pivoted everything because, as I stated before, my motivational speaking platform had just took off. Like, I was speaking at colleges,
Right.
and I'm traveling to colleges to speak, and now it's just like, and these are not. It wasn't like, oh, I'm paying to be there. No, they were paying me.
Right.
They were paying to have me there. So it became a thought process of, oh my goodness, okay, financially, what are we about to do? How are we going to scale everything so that so that I am financially okay? And at the same time, I'm still juggling I'm still in a 9-to-5. I'm still in the field of IT in corporate America. But mentally, I think I dove deep into prayer. I made sure like I was just like meditating and just calming myself every time I felt anxious, because I don't like to claim anxiety, but let's be honest, everybody, maybe even still till today, has been experiencing heavy anxiety because of COVID, because we were just in a place of not knowing.
Right.
We did not know what tomorrow was going to bring. We did not know what we were doing dealing with COVID.
This is true.
So it's just like mentally, I had to take steps back and I had to calm myself because I couldn't worry.
Right.
And my dad always tells me that he's the most calm, collective. The world could just be in pure chaos, which is what it was in COVID. And he's just so cool, calm, and collected. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll be okay.
Right. Because
we're going to figure it out. Yeah. Like, I'm like, okay, Dad.
Are you still doing your 9-to-5?
No.
Okay.
I am no longer in corporate America. Okay. Like, no.
So let me ask you this question, because I did kind of jump with the COVID question a little bit. What made you say to yourself, even though I'm phenomenal at what I'm doing in this 9-to-5, what made you want to go out and be a public speaker, though?
Oh,
like for yourself?
Rediscovering myself.
Okay.
Like being in a place of rediscovering who I am, like taking that journey, because I took that self-reflective, like self-healing journey about 4 years prior to COVID. So what made me just say, hey, this is what I need to do. This is what I feel like I need to do, is just knowing my purpose and knowing that I have individuals that I have to reach with, however I articulate whatever it is that needs to be said.
Okay.
I have to reach a certain group of people, broad spectrums of people, just to encourage them and be that sound voice that's just like, okay, go out and do it.
Okay. So the first time you got invited to actually go out and speak?
Oh, Lord have mercy. It was in Chicago.
Okay.
It was in Chicago at a women's convention. It was for entrepreneurship, women empowerment. I think we touched on a lot of different topics, but I think my knees buckled. I felt like I was going to hit the ground. My palms are sweaty. I was rocking back and forth, and I just was like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? I don't know what kind of questions, because it was an open platform. It was like it was a panel.
It was a panel.
It was myself and four other individuals.
Okay.
And the questions ranged from self-love to credit scores to my man this, my man that. And I was like, oh, Jesus, what if but it was a room full of women wanting to empower each other. And I had the privilege of sitting on stage to converse with a room full of women.
Okay. I do have to give women specifically African American women, credit, because when y'all want to uplift each other,
let me tell you, don't let a brother be down around us. Don't let a sister be. Don't let anybody be down around us, because it's like a chain of, hey, what you doing? Okay, listen, we gotta go over here to go take care of this. We have to come here and talk to this. Like,
and it'd be because I have so many beautiful Black women that I see motivating people on a day-to-day basis. And even here at Sherman Phoenix, like I said, I'm officially a tenant in Sherman Phoenix now, but before I like to call it, I was the cousin who had to stay with the family because the old neighborhood wasn't that good.
You know,
so I gotta go stay with Auntie and them. That's how I kind of felt when I moved in here. But the way that people at Sherman Phoenix just embrace each other, like literally, I can go upstairs right now and go in Jamila's space and sit down. It's like there's a blanket there. It's a conversation. We all talk. It's a family. It's just a family vibe, and I naturally gravitate to Black women because of that. Like, that's just my whole circle.
It's so welcoming.
It's welcoming. So that's why a lot of times when I feel like when people say that Black women are not seen or not represented, I think that's a lie. I think that's just people who are in certain spaces who want to derive a certain narrative, because y'all see each other with no problem whatsoever.
Listen,
with no problem whatsoever.
And we'll tell you, and I will let you know that I see you. Exactly. I will acknowledge your presence.
Because I was messing with one of my friends and she had on some shirt. Now, when I give a compliment, I go overboard, as you can see how the intro started. I go in because I want you to feel like this is a safe space. You feel good. But I can tell some of my friends something, and it was like, oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate you. But then let a Black woman say the exact same thing I did. They whole week is the shit.
Look,
it's a whole week is the shit.
And don't let us have on no heels. It's over. I'm just telling you, we stepping on everything that is trying to block our way, especially in the heels. That's all I'm saying.
So you went from your first time publicly speaking on a panel in Chicago with a bunch of empowering Black women to now you started going on the road on your own. How was that feeling when you were officially the keynote speaker?
I will say every single opportunity that I have been given where I take the stage by myself, my knees still shake. It's not really my knees shaking. It's really just my hands. I be like, get it under control, because you never know how the audience is going to receive you. So it's just, now that I have the opportunity to take certain platforms by myself, I just look at it as, ooh, thank you, Jesus. You know, it's different. There is complexity in every opportunity, only because, like I said, you never know how that crowd participation and engagement is going to be, but I just make it work.
What is your most memorable moment?
Going to Texas.
Why?
Speaking at a convention in Texas. It was amazing.
Okay.
I would say today that was still the biggest opportunity that I've had as of yet. 2023 is not over, so there's bigger things coming. But
what was so special about the Texas one?
There was a total, the number in attendance, I think, just kind of blew. They never told me how many people I was going to be speaking in front of, because I took the stage by myself, but there was about, I want to say 6 speakers altogether.
Okay.
There was a room full of 2,500 people, and I don't think, that's what I said. I did not know until an hour before, and they
wanted to make sure you didn't back out.
It's roughly 2,500 people, and I said, "Excuse me, what?" I was like, hold on. Y'all can't just throw all of that on me. But yes, that was the most memorable and honorable opportunity that I've had to this day, and I'm just like, I take every opportunity with gratitude, because literally when you speak it, claim it, manifest it, and then it comes to pass, it's just like, whoo.
Okay. So how do you stay motivated?
As cliche as it may sound, my children motivate me every day.
We're going to talk about them in a minute.
Yeah, I literally am motivated knowing that every day is something different.
Okay.
Whether it pertains to my children, my family, my platforms, every day is just going to be something different.
Okay.
Like today, just waking up today, knowing that okay, yo, I'm heading up to Milwaukee. I'm honored to be on this podcast in Milwaukee, or just every day is going to be something different. I don't think there's ever been 2 days that are the same. If there's ever 2 days that are the same, something has to switch up.
Right.
So knowing that every day is just going to be different keeps me motivated, keeps me going, keeps my wheels turning.
That's what I like to hear. So I like to have. So as an entrepreneur, y'all know that we're always constantly being talked to. So right now, currently, my building manager is asking me some things because, like I said, I expanded. So there's some things I need to get done to pass inspection. So
listen.
So he's telling me the things I need.
We gonna get them done.
Right, they're gonna get done. I'm just waiting. He's just telling me like, hey, if you want to do this, how much is going? I need that. So we talked about COVID. Mm-hmm. We talked about how COVID made you have to pivot because you really couldn't. Let me ask you, were you still doing your speaking during the COVID?
For the first, no, I would say no.
Okay. So what were you doing during that time?
Nope. That is when I honed in on my customizing of fedoras, which is the FabDora line, and then the publishing of books.
Okay. Let's talk about this fedora because that is not something you hear about often, let alone customizing.
No, listen.
How did we get here?
Because I'm a really big hat person. Anybody who knows me,
I can't tell.
I love to wear me some hats. And I was like, I love fedoras, but customizing fedoras, I'm just like, that would be so fabulous to customize them. And then it just came. I was like, ooh, FabDora. I said, ooh, Lord, was that you? Okay, I hear you. Let me go ahead and, tune into this, But the customizing of fedoras, you would be surprised at how many people are just like, you think you can do something like this or do something like that?
No, I can believe it. I can believe it.
I'm telling you, and my children, they are just so artistic and they're so creative and they're just like, well, why don't we do? It's more so like myself and my girls took that on and it just like took off. So doing that and then getting into the selling of ebooks, which led to, okay, let me self-publish. Okay, let me just do, let me just get my own publishing company. Let me just start my own publishing company and do all of. So honing in on those two and getting those projects going, and they started to snowball and then they started to just go. I said, all right, well, we got those. Well, let me circle back around to making sure I can get back into the motivational speaking platform once the time rolls back around. So it was just, just gearing towards different things and then circling back around, making sure I'm good here. It just kept me in a groove. But I stood stagnant because of COVID for so long. I was just like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Like, am I just sitting here doing nothing? And it took my sister would say it the best. She was just like, it's okay to take a break.
Oh my God. Okay. I like your sister.
Yeah. My sister's like,
you don't understand how many times I have to remind people that you need to stop and smell the roses of everything you've done before you start even worrying about next year's harvest.
I'm telling you, yes.
We're so quick to want to do the next thing or making sure that the cash flow is steady coming in that we never stop to even enjoy what we've already earned. One of my biggest things that my mom actually used to get on me about this was every time I got paid, I always had to go buy me something with my paycheck. It did not matter what it was. I had to buy me something with my paycheck. And she was like, you should say, you should be saving it, put up. If you don't have nothing you need to do this month, you should put it all up and save. It's like, no, I have to buy myself something because what did I really work for?
Yep.
Because
absolutely.
All it takes is one bill, one mistake, one situation, one consequence, and everything that I save can be gone in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Yet I have nothing to show for what I earned. And maybe even sometimes going out and buying these shoes, for an example, because my brother is heavy in the shoes. Going out and buying a pair of shoes makes him so, okay, I got these shoes. Well, now I need to go get these other shoes, or I need to get this outfit to go with it. But I don't have it. So now this is my motivation when I go back to work. So I got to do a little bit more because I want to do this, or I got to do this right here. And it kind of keeps you going, because when you sit down and you look at, you have accumulated a lot of stuff, but the stuff tends to have value to you now because you know you worked for it.
Absolutely.
Compared to you woke up one day, won the lottery and got $1,000, and then you went out and bought a bunch of stuff with that $1,000. You don't care about nothing you bought with that money because you didn't have it to begin with. So if anything happens to it, oh well, it wasn't my money to begin with. It's my state. So after a while, you know, my mom kind of started seeing why I started doing that. But then it changed from this needs to be bought on me to, you know, I get paid this week, let me go do something with my girls, to the point where every Friday payday was order breakfast. We would literally get, in the summertime, we would order huge breakfast from this local cafe, and the girls would just eat. I didn't even care if it cost $70, $80. My girls are happy.
See,
this was our moment. And I knew right then and there, like, no matter whatever happened to me, there's going to be that thought, hey, TT, hey, Lily, do you remember when Daddy used to get us breakfast all the time? It's like, man, I used to get these, I used to hate, you know, whatever. And those are the memories I cared about. So,
and they value those memories.
And they value those too. It's to the point right now where they even still talk about it. It's like, Daddy, we don't do breakfast no more because Daddy's an entrepreneur, girl. Ain't got that kind of money right now.
It's like, let me work that into my budget.
Like, do you want to go to Urban Air? Or do you want big breakfast? You want to go to Urban Air?
You know,
now we got to make decisions.
You know.
Yeah, but I mean, I do think that more people need to stop and just enjoy life, especially when you work a 9 to 5. I think we tend to allow the companies that we work for to dictate how we take our breaks. Yeah, they give you 1 week of vacation and you got so much sick time, and you're trying to stay within that and trying to save as much sick time because you never know what might happen. Oh, go and take your days off.
And it's just like, I was just talking to one of my best friends about it. I was like, you know, you really need to slow down. I said, don't you have vacation? Don't you have sick days? I was like, use them.
When I started my last 9 to 5 and they were talking about the amount of sick time, and my instructor was like, yeah, I got 198 hours of sick time. I'm like, why? In my head, I'm thinking to myself, why? Like, why do you have so much sick time? Because they only let you keep so much and you lose the rest anyway. So you're forcing yourself to have to take off. If you don't go home, and what makes it so bad, you have a 5-year-old son. So I'm not saying it's not good to have some just in case something happens to him, but why not just take 2 or 3 days off just in the name of sick time and just be at home with him when he's not sick?
He better than me,
you know?
Because listen, when I in the corporate world, when I was told, oh yeah, you know, you have 100 hours of, okay, I can just say no more. In my 20-something years of working in some form of customer service, I don't think I've ever rolled over any time. No, I refuse to roll over time. I've never rolled over any time. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, I lost jobs because I did not have no time, and I'm still taking off. You know, like that part right there. Oh my God. You know, that actually, no. Okay. Transparent moment. Okay. I'm an entrepreneur because I needed to be one, but I'm not going to lie to you. I literally, since this year started, kept taking off every month for something. That it got to the point where it was June and I got my first write-up. So I birthed through all my time because I'm my family, period, plain and simple. My family, and then it was just some days I'm not going in today. I ain't feeling it. I'm not coming in there because even if I get there, I'm not going to be my best because my mentality is not here. Don't want to be here. So I don't want to be here. So I'm not going to give you the best. And why punish you? Okay? Right. So got to June, got my first write-up. I was like, oh, I'm not fired yet. This is just a write-up. Okay, cool. And then I sat there. I was like, damn, I didn't get fired. Like I wasn't purposefully trying to get fired. But I just knew that like either y'all really, really want to keep people because I'm good at my job. Exactly. I'm not being cocky. Yep. I just know that I'm good at my job. They see how great you are. Right. But I was like, damn, it's just a write-up. And he was like, yeah, man, we got to follow procedures.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna be good for the rest of the month. I got stuff I need to do. A couple of opportunities came up. I had made the decision to not put my 2 weeks in at first. I said, okay, I'm just going, let me ride into here, get all this taken care of. That way, when the opportunity knocks on the door, I'm good. I got it. Then I went home and I'm sitting here. I was like, wait a minute. If I do this, if I'm not here, I can focus more on these over here. Technically, I can get everything I have without being so stressed out. And then I sat down and just like, all right, I'm gonna get up for work. And then I didn't get up. I didn't get up. So I go to grab my phone and do the typical call in, and the system wouldn't let me call in. I was like, oh, I ain't got no job anyway. Let me go ahead and send this letter. This guy. I'm saying to myself, I didn't never confirm if it wasn't. It was like they wouldn't let me call in. It was like, oh, okay, I couldn't call in. And then it dawned on me the reason why I couldn't call in was because I shifted my schedule to come in early. And since it was past my time to come in, the system wouldn't let me call in because it's already flagged me. It already flagged me.
You already ain't there. We know you ain't here, bro.
You ain't there. So I'm like, damn. Now, I could have came in, made the time up, just would have got to, oh, man, you was late, got to work on that. Nope. I was like, damn, I ain't supposed to, fuck it. Then I just sat back on the bed. To whom this may concern. And then it was like, I looked at my girls, was like, let's go to the park. Okay. And that was cool. It was like, I'll worry about it when I worry about it because I already technically had it figured out.
I'm telling you.
I already had it figured out. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just pull this trigger on this decision that I've literally already made. I just ain't did it. And that's not right. So I did it. Then I go, haven't told all my family yet. I just told the important people, right? I was like, oh, okay. You gonna be good? Like, I'm gonna be good. Like, give me about 2 weeks. If I need 2 weeks to get my mind together, right? Because it takes me about 2 weeks to figure out how to make a plan work. It takes me 24 hours to come up with a plan. It takes me 2 weeks to figure out how it. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and plan this kickback. Planned the kickback. Got some information in regards to how to go about doing it. Realizing, hey, guess what? Nothing comes out your pocket. This is you already part of the building. Do what you want. Just clean up after yourself. Like, okay, fine. I was like, hey, can I do this? Yeah, you can do this. This is how much you'll charge people if you do that. Oh, really? Word? Okay. So I was like, all right, when do I have to have the money to me? No, that's on you. What? Hold on. So if I do, and I do that, that's gonna bring in, and then that can go.
Damn, right there.
Say less. It was like, damn, I'm not going back to work purposefully. Purposefully. If I pick up a job, I told my family, if I get a job, it'll be a third shift only. Because one, the kids are asleep. So they're not missing out on anything. Two, I can get off of work at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I can go to sleep for about 5 to 6 hours. And I can come here and do what I need to. At the current moment in time, I'm really not needed here to 2 o'clock. So I could technically sleep to 1 if I want to.
Right.
At that point in time, I think I got enough ample sleep. I think I should be okay. My oldest, even though she's going to turn 10 tomorrow.
Oh, what? My baby birthday on Saturday.
Yeah, she's going to turn 10. My brother's birthday
Happy
is on
birthday,
Saturday.
boo.
All these cancers in our lives.
I know. And then my birthday is on what? The 10th? Yeah.
Oh, one of my host birthdays on the 10th.
You know.
It's a whole lot of cancering going on here.
Turn out for the cancer season in.
All right. But it was like, I'm comfortable where I am now.
Yes.
And the crazy part about it is if you asked me this 10 years ago, when I lost my job, I was stressed as hell because I couldn't find another job because the job market was trash. Now I'm like, yeah, I'll get a job when I get a job.
Because it's going to be there.
It's going to be there. And I've noticed that that's the vibe for this generation as a whole right now.
If I have to get a job, I can go out and get one tomorrow.
Right. And I think COVID is where realization really slapped everybody. The generation of 30 and under already had that fuck this job attitude to begin with. They already had that. Like, I don't need this job. I'll go find me something else, whatever. But when COVID hit and a lot of companies realized that you're essential, which I love how they just started using
that word was really crucial.
It was just randomly being used. Like, oh, yeah, you're an essential person. Like, dog. At least I was not
essential 2 years ago, but I'm essential.
I'm essential now because Yeah, like I left one job because when COVID hit, it affected it big time.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I knew that job was going to survive because the way they were moving stuff
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes to make sure that they didn't let people go, but just consolidated a lot of stuff, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all going to be fine. Y'all smart. Y'all figured it out.
Yep.
Especially when y'all started sending everybody home. Oh, yeah, y'all was good. But I still left. And it was funny because when I left that job, me and my supervisor were like besties.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were damn near twins. Even everybody was like, y'all should go together. Nope. Work together. Can't do that. When I put my 2-week notice in with her, she was like, nigga, you was supposed to quit 2 years ago.
She been knew you was not supposed to be there.
She was like, you were just going through the motions. She's like, I knew you were going through the motions. So I was like, you know what? Shut up. But I had stuff to do.
I'm doing it now.
Like I had stuff to do. She's like, I know. Don't come back. She didn't say don't come back like you can't come back to the job. She was like,
don't come back, make it work out there so that you
like,
don't have to come back here.
You got what can do what needs to be done, and you have everything. And since then, everything grew exponentially in a whole different place, a whole different situation. But of course, I got kids and I had bills, so I ended up getting a job, which is how I met you. So it was a blessing in disguise. And then I quit that job.
It served its purpose and it was done.
I quit that job. I regret it. Sometimes I'd be like, damn. Only reason why I say I regret it because from a business perspective, I was learning so much stuff simply by the job itself. So I think I really was there just to absorb that knowledge because when I got up out of there, I literally had another job 24 hours later.
See?
Like literally 24 hours later. And the last job that I just quit, that was that job. And as much as that job was guaranteed to give you ample amount of money, I had to say to myself, I was really never here for the money. Because even though I was getting commission and bonuses and stuff like that, that was pretty decent. I didn't give a damn about my regular paycheck because I wasn't here. I was rather being time here at this job. I was really growing this job most of the time, or I was taking family stuff that bonus check was just balancing out what my regular paycheck would have been. That's all that was doing. So that's when I knew that this 9-to-5 life, I'm done with it. I'm never going to retire from anywhere because I'm not giving nobody that much time.
No.
And I'm never giving no company that much control over me ever again.
Ever.
So I'm not retiring from anywhere.
No. No. I can't do the whole give me 60 years and then you can retire with a messed up back and go sit on the beach somewhere.
With a pen. I could order custom pens with a logo on it.
I'm good. I don't want none of your t-shirts or hats. I'm straight.
No, I make my own t-shirts.
You know that part right there. I'll give me a print press, whatever it is.
Exactly. Unapologetically Apparel coming soon again.
Oh, okay. Clap it up for the Unapologetically Apparel.
Yes, unapologetic.
Give me a t-shirt, maybe a dress too, but go ahead.
Girl, you get whatever you want. You ain't even got that, girl.
Listen, I need that. I need that.
All right, so because you are a mompreneur, means that there's some days where being a mom is top priority, and there's some days where being an entrepreneur is top priority. How do you prioritize that? Because one of the biggest issues that happened in my family with my business, my business was born before my firstborn. So it's literally my first child. So there were times where my family was like, hey, you need to drop that and be a dad. Then there was other days where it's like, I'm being a dad, but I can still do this. Now it's to the point where they want to be here with me.
Doing all of this.
Doing all of this.
Part of everything.
To the point where, but I still like, I got to be a dad in this moment. You can't.
You can't come here right now.
You can't do this today.
I gotta do something else today.
I got real dad stuff that y'all can't be a part of. Or, how do you prioritize that? Because you and your situation with your kids is.
How do I prioritize? First of all, I am big.
It's not your fault.
Okay. I am big on writing everything down.
I got to get back to that.
Like so many people. Listen, no shade to people who are just like on the phone, iPad. They put everything in their phones and iPads. No, I have a calendar book. I actually have 3. and I have to write everything down. And I start my Sunday, like my Sundays require me to just be so mellow and content and chill, because I literally go through and I make sure I have everything in my calendar for that week and the week after. I have to prioritize based on the severity of every situation.
Okay.
If I know my baby has a basketball tournament or a softball tournament, but then I also know I have to have 2 to 3 networking meetings 24 hours before that tournament or 2 hours before that turn. It's like I prioritize down to a T. And this is why I'm not hard on my kids about it, but when I tell them, hey, my weeks are planned. So when you tell me out of nowhere, you have to be somewhere or I have to take you somewhere.
You can't tell me the last minute.
I cannot. And people who know me, they know I do not do anything last minute, because then I'm not giving it my all.
Right.
I won't be a part of it, especially if it's dealing with me professionally. But personally, oh, hey, do you want to come here? I'm done with this meeting at this time. Okay, I can chop it up with you for brunch, or we can go have a drink, or we can meet up and go do this. But I have to prioritize down to a T, like based on what the situation is.
Right.
That's how I know how my day is gonna go, how my week is gonna go, how my month is gonna go.
Okay. Where does love fit in all this? I told you we was gonna get here. I'm podding right now, so I know how to put this in there. You got.
Oh Lord, you know.
How does it? Like, because watching you, and it could just be because all your business don't need to be on social media, but it doesn't seem like you have time for any of that.
Oh, listen, I love. I do. I am creating space in my life for love, for a relationship. Right now, I am single. Excuse me. And it's not that.
And fellas, she's ready to mingle. but y'all better hurry up though.
Because
if you know what I know, look, she might not be single when this episode is over with.
I love, and like I said, I'm creating space for that relationship. I don't play with love though. I'm not into the whole talking phase. I like to have casual conversations. I like to have in-depth conversations.
Okay.
Love definitely fits into my life because I love it.
You're a Cancer.
I'm a Cancer. I love love.
It's part of your energy.
Yes, and I desire that, but love fits in where it's meant to fit in.
So let me ask you this question. Because like you said, you don't do the talking. Like, it has to be dating with intentions. In a nutshell, there's a purpose here. We have an end goal. But you are a walking contradiction.
Ooh.
Okay. You are a Cancer. Cancers are normally carefree. Their emotion, they go with the flow in a lot of things. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, but you are a structure. Okay. You are a robotic structure, whereas at 2:00, you have to do this. I'm going to be done at 3:00. From 3 to 3:15, I am going to attempt to eat food. From 3:15 to 4:00, I am on the freeway. 4:00 to 4:15, this kid, I'm yelling at the kid to get in the car. Like, you are there. And then we got the uniqueness of that is it works for you. It has no choice but to work for you. But love is a variable. Love is inconsistent. So you could literally be planning all these things, and all of a sudden, bae could do one thing, and your whole day is thrown off.
And
good and bad.
Oh my goodness! And that is ironic that I am a person of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent inconsistency throws me to where I will fall back and not want to be involved.
And that is why I'm asking you this question in this format, because I'm not saying that men are fickle, okay? But you are very intimidating to a lot of men.
Lord Jesus. And that's one thing I always ask. What about me is intimidating? Because I love conversing. let's have a conversation
Okay.
about anything.
We here. I'm a
because
Sagittarius, so
because
we don't.
I love conversation, and that's why when men tell me, even when I'm out and about, like with my girlfriends, and they're just like, they approach me and like, hey, can I get you a drink? And okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm glad you said that because you were intimidating and I didn't know how to approach you, but you just came and approached me, so I can't be that intimidating. So that's why I always say, like, what about me is intimidating? Because I'm all smiles and giggles.
You
Like-
are all smiles and giggles, but you are. How can I say this? It's not. I'm not going to say nothing offensive because I want to make sure. it's
Oh
conveyed
no, I
properly.
mean, hey, listen,
You
I'm
are.
here for it.
You are a catch. In so many words.
Okay.
There are times when a man is trying to find out what he wants in life. Then there's the one where she is the it.
Yeah.
So I have to be on my A+ game if that is what I want, because I know that if I achieve it and I obtain it and she is mine, there is nothing else for me to do in the world. But you have a very, very small window of error. And it has nothing to do with anything outside of the norm of your inconsistency. It's affecting my consistency.
Yes,
I have structure. I have
that.
structure. So if you don't have structure, or you're trying to reevaluate what structure looks like for you, and it doesn't fit in my puzzle, it's not going to work.
That part. And again, it's just like, we can be in two totally different places in life, but our mindsets can be on the same wavelength. If we have compatible and similar mindsets,
Okay.
that's room for work. That's room for growth. That's room for, there's a possibility. But if you approach whatever it is we are trying to establish with game and bullshit, I cannot vibe. Like, I can smell BS from a mile away, and
here's something I can tell that's probably would be common for you. You meet an individual, they approached you respectably, got you to drink without any hesitations, didn't use you're intimidating me. They literally just got to know you. Then they say, okay, let's go out this weekend. I'm busy this weekend. I got A, B, C, D. Okay, well, what about next weekend? My girls have a softball game or a basketball tournament. Okay, what about next weekend? Well, I got this meeting. I'm going to be out of town. We have just planned 3 whole weekends, and all 3 weekends you are completely booked. Then I hit you with you let me know when you're free and we can work something out.
Don't do that.
And that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Most men would do that because they don't know where to fit in your world. And I know you that by weekend number 2, you have completely forgotten about him.
Assert yourself. Because listen, women love to be chased.
True.
Women love to be chased, but I also know men enjoy the chase. So if I'm giving you that positive feedback where you have asserted yourself into, okay, you're busy on this day. Well, on this day, I'm free. So why don't you make time for me on this day so that we can meet up and have brunch? Or this Saturday, oh, you're done at 4:15. So how about at 7:00? We meet up here, or I pick you up and we go do this. And I'm giving you that positive feedback. Like, okay, let's go do that. Okay. Assert yourself, because I'm going to positively react to that assertion that you are like making in my life. Like,
I give you credit because you did say you do something that a lot of men have not been experiencing when dealing with those workaholics. You tell them, well, I am free on this day.
Yes. Like,
and a lot of times we don't get that information. We just keep saying, well, I'm not free here. I'm not free here. I'm not free here. So we're like, okay, that's 3 strikes. I'm out. So, hey, just let me know when we start to feel like you're purposefully rejecting us and not letting us know.
Right.
Well, I'm back in town on Thursday. If you say that, then it's back in his court. Okay, what time are you getting in? What time is your flight land? Because I could pick you up from the airport.
See that part right there, all of that. Give me that energy.
Throw your bag in the trunk, and then we'll just go grab something to eat near the airport.
Yes, give me that energy. Give me that energy because I'm going to give you that energy back too. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna expect you to pick me up. Okay, cool. But we're gonna get something to eat. And then after that, I'm gonna leave my schedule open just in case we decide to go eat and then we want to go play golf or we want to go to the movies or
You're a golfer?
whatever.
I'm not taking you to the movies after you just got on the plane because you want to know what? You're gonna go to sleep
I'm
on
going
me.
straight.
And I am going to be pissed at you.
And 9 times out of 10, all of these movie theaters got the little kickback seats and you can recline.
Facts.
I'm going to sleep.
And I'm not going to waste my $20 on you taking a nap. I'll just go get you an Airbnb.
And I'm full. I'm going to be knocked out.
I'd rather just go in the back seat.
Go to sleep. But
Okay.
yes, like give me that energy because I'm definitely going to give you that positive energy back. Like it, and especially if it's consistent.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. What are you looking for in a mate? We here now.
Oh, we here now. We here. So ideally, I am attracted to, I'm a huge romance, but ideally I am attracted to honesty, realness, great character, how you carrying yourself when I'm not around.
Okay.
But what really draws me in is just like holding that conversation with me.
Conversation is a dead art right now.
Holding that conversation with me because, for example, I gave an individual conversation, which led to, oh, okay, now we have each other's numbers, and he was really big on texting.
Okay. Don't judge me.
No.
That's my go-to as well.
I don't judge on the texting.
Okay.
But I am a person that's just like, I like full and complete sentences. It doesn't have to have punctuation, but WYD, WYA, all of the acronyms.
It's the directly. You want, what are you doing at this moment?
Don't GM me. And it ain't got to be a good morning, beautiful. How are you? But it can just be a flat out good morning. How are you today? I do not like GMWY. Listen.
How old was he?
My age. Actually, he was 2 years older.
And how old are you?
I am getting ready to be 35.
I know
what you
meant.
35.
I know what you meant. I'm just,
but it's just like I have surpassed all of the like basic conversation. And let's converse.
And I think that's because because I'm a little bit older than you. Don't let the grace fool you. I'm not that much older.
Oh no, it's
okay. I think we collectively are starting to hit that age where the simplicities of the 20s don't matter anymore. And I think that because social media is a thing now, we're starting to learn it all at the same time. When our parents were at this point, there was no social media. So plus our parents didn't talk to us anyway. So we didn't get a chance to have that sit down conversation about, well, when you get to 30, you're going to look at life like this. We're not used to that. No. So a lot of times right now, I think this is where the whole entire the dating pool has pee in it conversation is now starting to become a big thing. Because to be honest with you, the dating pool has been the same dating pool for everybody. You just never had an opportunity to have a public forum in regards to it. And you're starting to realize that there's universal issues with everybody because accountability doesn't necessarily need to be there. And more importantly, with this being a hypersexual world, we're so quick to give up our body before we give up our minds that when you find out that this individual was kind of stupid, now you're like, we have nothing.
That part.
There's nothing, no substance here.
That part.
It's good in bed, but there's no substance here.
That part.
And now we're sitting here like, damn, I have a dumbass baby daddy now.
That part. Because listen, let me tell you, simplicity for me is not it. And I'm not saying you have to be over the hills, over the mountain, like extravagant, but have some depth to your character.
I think people don't understand what the definition of depth
is.
And
that's what's, it's not scary, but it's just like when it comes to actually, oh my God, there's potential in a person. I'm curious to know the depth of a person.
Are you an individual who give somebody the benefit of the doubt and let them fail you? Or are you a person who always assumes like you full of shit until you prove me wrong?
Show me who
Okay.
you are.
All right.
Show me who you are. I let individuals show me who they are multiple times. But it is up to me if I'm going to continuously entertain it, because
Okay.
I will not even entertain a conversation, but that individual is still showing me who they are multiple times consecutively. And it is just like, yeah, you're not an individual that I'm going to deal with. Like, if I'm like, hey, I'm in town on this day, like, yeah, hey, let's meet up. And then it's just like, okay, cool, let's meet up. But you're not initiating the meetup, especially when I tell you, like, hey, yeah, I'm in town. And then it's just like, oh, okay, well, consecutively, you lost me at the second time I reached out. You lost me.
Ironically, I've done that to people, but not purposefully. I could probably say that the infatuation wore off.
And that's where a lot of people get love confused.
Right.
Because I experienced an individual. We went out on what, 1, 2, 3 dates. And after the third one, it was just like, don't take this the wrong way, but I think I am in love with you. Like, I truly love you and admire you. Do you love me, or are you infatuated with me? And now you're lusting for me? Because a person can see an individual like, oh my God, you so fine, or oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous, and they're already planning their entire life in their head with that person. But now it's just like, when we begin to converse, and now I'm learning you, and now I'm seeing that there's no depth to you, or you cannot even vibe with me because you can't hold a conversation with me. You don't love me. You love the thought of me.
I think because with dating, I'm gonna say people tend to forget that there is a second step in between dating and a relationship.
Yes.
They tend to forget that the courting phase, or dating with intention, is an actual phase that you have to go through.
Yes.
And nobody really has taught a lot of people how to navigate those waters.
That part.
Because you can't go from the shallow end of the pool to the deep end without having that little heel.
That you kind of, right, you lose your foot, and then it's like, okay, let me kick my feet out and let me
go over your head. Like,
you
I
know?
think because of that phase, a lot of us are skipping over that. Some of it came from our childhood and things that we did as kids, where you have sex with somebody and now we're in a relationship, or you use the bathroom over by my house, now we're officially a couple, or
you leave a toothbrush or a sweater,
you know what I'm saying? You got his t-shirt, now we go together. And there's not that whole entire the depth, the learning, the courting, to the allowing the lustfulness to wear off. Because it's so funny. Some of my friends, a lot of my female friends who we have a really tight friendship started from a lustfulness. Then all of a sudden one day something was said or something was done that kind of be like, ugh. And then all of it was gone.
You talking now?
It was all gone. It was like, what the hell? Prime example, had a homegirl, loved her for years, like genuinely loved her, because life and we trauma bond the whole 9 yards. Situation came up and we had the opportunity to actually see where this relationship could go. Let's try something here. I knew a lot of stuff that she was going through and I understood it. And as she's going through these traumatic moments, one particular day, I helped her out in a situation. Now, it wasn't because I helped her out that made things change. It was the conversations we had before that, after that was done. And then all of a sudden now I got busy. Like, I literally got busy. That's when opportunity to expand the business came up on. I gave her a heads up about all that. Still working a 9 to 5. We're not able to see her the whole time that she was here. Came back the second time. I don't know if she was going through some personal stuff during the second time, but she really wasn't herself, and she spazzed on me and said that I didn't understand what she was going through. Have you mind? I have been here for you while you're going through all these traumatic experiences, and actually dissected and explained to you what you're going through from a therapeutic level.
No. We gotta understand, men ain't mind readers.
I'm something like a therapist. So I can, when you talk to me, I can take what you're going to figure out where you're going, kind of help her, talk the whole 9 yards. So she spazzed on me and was like, you don't know what I'm going through. And everybody's only thinking about themselves and woo this and woo that. And you didn't even ask me how I was. Like, it was something along the lines of I normally ask, but I didn't this day because I'm just asking some questions as I'm doing my calendar. I'm very direct in how I talk. I've been told that sometimes I'm too direct. And she spazzed on me and I stepped back. I was like, okay, you're entitled to feel the way you're feeling. So in order for me to save our friendship, I'm not going to respond to this mode that you're in right now. How
many people even know how to articulate the way you just did that? The way you just saved everything in that moment. Like, so many people are far from that.
I'm something like a therapist.
Yeah, not something like it, Dr. Phil. Who? Like,
I it's like my friendship is important because I always, whenever I jeopardize the friendship for a relationship, I'm very mindful about every single step that's taken. Because at the end of the day, if what we do or say can cost us the friendship, I'm willing to step back and allow the friendship to be saved. Always, because for all we know, 2-3 years from now, we could probably revisit this with a better mind state.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? But if I go off on you and you go off on me and we ruined the friendship,
we're going to end it on bad terms.
We ruined everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which could have been a simple, let's just go 2 separate corners, chill out, come back.
I'm going to talk about you later.
Yeah. Accountability is very important. Even in that situation, I sat back and was like, yeah, I was pretty, apologize to her. Now we're still good friends, but I don't see her in the same manner. That pursuit is no longer a necessity to me or an interest to me. Now I care about your recovery, your concern, your life, everything that's going on with you, and you getting to yourself in a better mental place. But outside of that, the whole need or want for a relationship is gone because it was me being able to see you from a perspective that did not have my emotions attached to it. And I had to ask myself, can I navigate that? Can I navigate a non-emotional state? And if I can still be around you and still navigate you when there are no feelings involved, we can make this work. But the minute my feelings get involved, now we're both on 10 for no reason. And a lot of people can't do that, like you said, which is why you have, unfortunately, high domestic violence situations, men lashing out on women, men hitting mothers that don't need to be hitting mothers, resulting in them now they being dead. And the whole 9 yards, just if we just know how to maneuver without emotions. And I guarantee you a lot of relationships and a whole lot of kids would not have happened if people learned to navigate without their emotions and actually do the courting phase.
Yep.
And actually do it.
That part.
And don't feel like because you slept with him or her, now we have to.
Now you're obligated to speak to them the next day.
You're obligated to be in a relationship. No, I don't have to be with you. Yes, was it the greatest time of my life? Probably so. But let's be honest. Once we take that out the equation, we have nothing.
Right. What is there?
I can get that anywhere, unfortunately.
And especially in this day and time that we live in, you can get it anywhere or please yourself. To each his own, but it's just like, what else are you stimulating me with besides the bedroom?
And I think that's where, as we get older, the mentality or the stimulation of the mind is starting to become more important. So there's a lot of people who don't know how to do that. They lead with sexual gratification or financial stability, because you have so many people that when you're trying to talk to somebody or get to that phase of wanting to go on a date, it's when can I hit this, or when you gonna buy me this, or how much money you got on that. It's like literally the conversation tends to be sex or money.
Oh God. And it is so exhausting.
And it's like, prime example, a young lady that I'm an associate with. when the weather, because you know we got the smoke situation.
Mhm.
How bad is it in Madison? Is it real bad in Madison?
Not that bad. Beloit, I think Beloit and Madison are kind of like the same. I think it's worse up here.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
worse
Milwaukee
here.
and the Chicago area got it the worst
Mhm.
from what I've seen
Mhm.
from the index in regards to it. But either way it goes, yesterday was horrible to the point where I canceled all plans because I was not going to take my girls out there.
Mhm.
Okay, so we stayed home. But in the meanwhile, I reach out to certain people who I know have to be outside.
Mhm.
And I was like, hey, be safe, wear your mask, try to stay in if you can, avoid this, be careful, keep your eyes on the nose. Simple, just common courtesy. Hey, a
Mhm.
little bit worried about you out here in this air situation.
Mhm.
Be safe. I get the usual people who's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm making sure I'm being safe. I got off work early. I got the kids, whatever. You know, basically people who know that I'm really genuinely concerned about
Mhm.
them, giving me the answers that they are listening. Other ones was like, hey, I get it, but you do remember I work from home. Like, hey, man, you might go outside. Who knows?
You might go take the garbage out.
Right, you might.
I'm looking out for you.
Last time I was over by your house, you didn't have no milk in the fridge. You might go to the store. Be careful still. And they just laugh
Right.
but they know I'm still doing it from a genuine
Mhm.
place. This individual, which kind of irritated me a little bit because I never looked at her in any other way other than an associate. It was
Mhm.
like, well, then are you going to get me a car since you're so worried? I'm like, why was that necessary?
Well,
Since
wait
you
a
don't want me to be
minute.
on this bus.
Wait
Like,
a
hold on.
minute.
I was like, and I told her, because like I said, I'm a very blunt person. I'll rather say where my mind is and then let's work around correcting the understanding. I was like, first of all, we're not even on that level of friendship yet. Because if I had it, I would. So don't assume that I can't because of all the other broke ass niggas that you normally talk to.
That part, like, don't categorize me with what you have experienced.
Because one, I've never led with any type of financial gain to you. So for you to think that, let me get in your pockets and see what you do for me instead of you hitting me with the actual genuine concern. So her response was, well, it was something along the lines of, if we not you think we cool enough to even say something back to me like that. Meanwhile, you're on my other page being free, like asking, hey, what are you doing? You think you could? Not realizing you're still talking to the same person here. So I don't know where your mind state is. And I get it. You've been through a lot because you dealt with a lot, but my level of concern is a genuine concern because I know that you're a person that's on the bus or taking Ubers. So I know that those Uber drivers might tax a little bit more because of the safety of themselves on top of what you're calling. So
absolutely.
But it was a simple fact that I don't know what happened to this generation where the sex financial conversation is the lead off for everything. Like, what happened to just like, hey, you're beautiful, I find you attractive. Let's go get some coffee, have a conversation.
Like, why can't you? Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Like, I like coffee.
I was about to say, and coffee, oh my goodness. And just to put it out there, if we say we want to go to a coffee shop, that doesn't mean you have to get coffee. Like, you can get tea, you can get a shake, a refresher, wherever we gonna go.
I'm telling you, because
get a cookie. Like, it's just like, oh, a coffee shop. Yes, because now I want to put you in a space where we don't have the ambiance, we don't have the environment to influence your mood. It's just you and I sitting at a table with 2 beverages. And we're going to talk. We're going to have a conversation.
Speaking of that, so for y'all who are in the Milwaukee area, make sure you go check out Honeybee Sage on MLK Drive. When I tell you, first of all, the teas are fire. But there's a great space for any type of regular coffee talk or even just sitting down having business conversation. It's Black owned and it is in the heart of the urban area. So it's dope. The same. It's on MLK, so you can't go wrong. Shout out to her. Matter of fact, I got to talk to her because we're supposed to be doing a podcast there. But it's a whole nother conversation.
And, I might want to come to that one.
You are going
to want to be there, you know?
You are going to be my guest on that one. Chill out.
Okay.
But yeah, in regards to that, yes, we do need to change the narrative of what dating looks like. We do need to get back to the level of communication because communication is key. I don't care what you say. If you're even just building a friendship based off of communication, if you decide to go the route of a relationship, the foundation of being open and honest is already established. When you try to present yourself as a certain motif, thinking that this is what the person's going to want. Because I'm not going to lie to y'all, women tell all their business on social media, and the men immediately know how to use that against y'all.
Oh my goodness, I don't understand why everybody's business has to go on social media. Like, you see what I want you to see. You like
And
social
I love
media.
what I see. Just want to let you know that.
But social media will never be a window for anybody to be able to tell.
It's not, because
my business like that. Like,
here's the thing: social media is a false reality, because
Definitely.
we only show our positives. Social media is so much of a false reality that there's an individual who can be in a relationship going on 5 years and you never knew that person existed until the day they got married. Okay.
that part.
Social media will have a woman going on a date, and only thing you're seeing is the hand of that guy. But social media is so much of a false reality that there will be 10 other people figuring out who that guy is off of just that hand alone.
That part. Oh my goodness, she's talking now. Where I want to. Ooh, my friend was. Woo, that part right there.
Okay. I have literally sat down and seen women literally take an image in a mirror that I did not, window that I could barely even see, decipher that there was another individual in the room, cross-reference the last 3 to 4 people who wrote on a post, figured out where that individual was, and said that you are in a hotel room in Chicago with insert bitch name here.
Let me tell you, because FBI who, CIA who, all we need is 3 of us in a room. First of all, not me, because I'm the worst. I'm gonna be like, how do you even know that's the hand? Man. It looked like a paw to me. It could be their dog, but like, I have friends who can be like, oh, do Inspector Gadget, who like, so I went on just an outing. It was just casual date night. I don't even want to call it date night. It was just an outing.
Casual outing.
Yeah, casual outing. And I had put up just where I was.
Break my shit.
You know, I ain't trying to break. I'll replace stuff if I break it.
Girl, go ahead and buy more of them now. Let me go ahead and snap this real quick.
Listen, all I had was like a second of a Snapchat. And my friend messaged, she said, who light-skinned hand is that? I was like, where did you even see a hand? How did you have to? I said, friend, we ain't doing that. Not right now.
Nah, you know.
But I'm telling you, like, women have those friends where it may not be 3 or 4, but it's 1 or 2 when they be like,
I keep some on deck.
You know, and I'm glad I have some, because I'd be like, okay, listen, this person just tried to talk to me. What's his? I don't know, but let me find out. Oh, girl, no, he lied to you. And I'd be like, okay, thank you. I'm glad I ain't have to waste my time, which also leads me to just not go looking for nobody. I just like let everything kind of come to me. Cause
now let me ask you this question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you feel that because you have access to these Powerpuff Girls and their superpowers of deceptions, of being able to find out things that individuals don't sometimes even get a true, honest chance with you? Because let's say light-skinned hand turned out to be a dude who had a girlfriend, right? Oh, they go to his page. There's photos on there of a chick from 3 months ago. Okay. Let's just say 3 months ago. But let's say within the last 2 months, they broke up. Us men, we ain't got time to be going through our social media deleting people. Okay.
Listen,
we ain't got time to do that. Like, I know a girl who literally deletes everybody to the point she made a post today that one of her cousins found the photo of the dude she used to talk to still in the archive that she had to go back and delete it. We don't have time
That's a lie.
to do all that.
That's so much.
But let's say your friends found that out and he tells you we broke up 2 months ago. Do you believe your friend or do you still give him a chance?
Oh, I'll give him a chance, because the reason why I love heavy conversation and depth conversation is because body language tells so much. If you're being honest with me, I have noticed that a lot of people are cool, calm, and collected when they're honest, but some people have perfected the mastery of lying that they can project that same energy when they're telling a lie.
Okay.
But it always shows face, whether you're telling the truth or whether you're telling a lie. Like, it always shows face, but I always give individuals their opportunity. Like, okay. I give them their moment. Like, yeah, you being honest with me? Okay. But then again, I may circle back around to that same instance of, oh yeah, so what'd you say happened? Like right, so it pays to just be honest and tell the truth.
Let me find out that you got text threads from 20 years ago.
No, you know what I never do with my text.
14 to 20.
You know what
22.
I never do with my text threads? Delete them. I have text threads that I don't know. My niece, and shout out to my niece, she my twin. She said, I ain't got time for people to be like, oh, you said this on this day. She said, nope, because I can scroll and type in the day and the time and there it is. But I'm also not that person to just like have to prove a point so heavy to where I would go to that extreme. But just know I got it. Like, don't ever try to handle me like that.
I am a person where I would delete my text thread, the whole thing. My mama too.
Not the whole thread.
Because there's too many right there. I don't be caring about all that there.
Listen.
Because if I said it, I said it. I'm never gonna argue about it.
That part. If I said it one time, I'm gonna say it again, whether you were there or if you weren't. Right. I'm definitely gonna say it again.
And if it was something I said wrong, I'm quick to say my bad.
Yep, my apologies.
You know what I'm saying?
My apologies, but I will never ever never will I ever say, oh, I said that. I don't remember saying that. Oh, yes, I remember saying that on June 4th at 11:27
The crazy part is I'd be saying, well, you were supposed to go do this, and you said this. Like, was I working on something when I said that?
What was I doing? Did you have my full attention when I said that?
Did I put it in my phone?
It's not accurate then. It don't matter.
Like,
if it ain't in the calendar,
I'm sorry.
Matter.
When is it again? Okay, we'll be there.
Yeah, that part.
And that's the way I go with it. Like, let's reschedule it. Because I'm busy.
Yes, but like I said, I make space. I make time for individuals who are consistent with making time for me.
Okay, you got somebody making time for right now?
Right now? Yeah. No.
I don't. The face you just made be like, ugh.
Like, no, it ain't like, ugh. It's not like the ick. Like one of my
summertime. I'm out here.
Look, because one of my friends, I asked her, I said, you talking to anybody? She said, ick. She said, I just get the ick when I think about talking to people. And I'm just like, why? Like, no, don't be like that. But literally, I don't entertain foolery. Like, if we're out, if I'm out with my girlfriends and we're mingling, you give me a drink and you on my face, and then I go to my car and you're just like, can I get your number? No. Like, cause homie, I just see you entertaining this one, that one, that like
it's a bar.
Like, are you in a relationship with somebody? Is there anybody who thinks that you are in a relationship with them, but you haven't validated that? You
can't put all that on him. Cause y'all
I don't.
Sometimes they be making up whole stories.
I do smile too much, and then like if I'm smiling too much talking to somebody, and then they're just like, oh snap, I think I got her, and I'm just low key like, like no, it ain't that. But I mean, it's I give individuals opportunities to have that conversation. It's just you gotta hold my attention, because sometimes I will get bored and be like, oh, word. If I keep saying word, just know you lost me.
Like, we've been talking for about an hour and 20 minutes, and you ain't said.
And I ain't said word yet, did I? Know
that means I'm podcasting like a boss.
Like big boss. No, you know what I'm saying? But it's just I give the opportunity, but
as you should. You know what? And that's what makes you awesome.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, I don't hang around when I get bored. I get bored. You gonna know.
Can't be getting bored, fam.
No, can't be getting bored, or else it's OVA. I'm gonna go about my business.
Where'd my last question go? Fuck, Keisha. All right, let's get back on topic.
Okay.
What advice would you give someone who is considering dropping their 9-to-5 and going all in on their business?
Oh, to the person who is really contemplating, like,
because I already did it. So this question was written like 20 years ago. But
to the person who wants to leave their 9-to-5 and really pursue their purpose, their dream, their aspirations, go ahead and do it.
But what would you give? Like, what are some of the things you would?
What I would tell them to do before you really let that 9-to-5 go, know that you don't need that 9-to-5.
Okay.
Know that you do not need it. Know that 6 months from now, you do not have to go knocking back on that door and be like, hey, can I resubmit an
I've never gone back to a job.
No, neither have I ever.
Fun fact about me.
Nope.
Fun fact about me. every job I've had, with the exception of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when a 16-year-old job, and then the company that I left where my friend told me I should have quit 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are either A, no longer in business, or B, no longer located here.
See, that part.
Every single job.
That part.
No matter whether I got let go, whether I quit, or it was just like the doors closed.
That part.
All of them except 2.
And see, and that is one huge reason why I tell individuals who are just so heavy on, I want to work for myself, or I want to do, okay, well, before you leave that 9 to 5, know that you don't need it. Have a plan in place to fall back on that does not require you going back into a 9 to 5. Because once you get a taste of entrepreneurship and you can make your own schedule and do what it is you need to do, have to do, want to do, you don't want to go back into a 9 to 5. And I think that is what a lot of people struggle with when they work for themselves, but then they didn't have the correct plan in place, or they didn't plan for certain instances that may take place. They have to go back to a 9 to 5. And then that's where a lot of people get defeated, but it's just like, nope, make sure you don't need that 9 to 5 before you quit it.
Yes. And I think that's where my last fight was, because in the back of my head, I felt that I needed the job, because of course jobs offer things that
different incentives.
Yeah, there's a stability of it that you know that every 2 weeks or every week, based on the kind of job you have, there's a check for a certain dollar amount. If you did what you were supposed to, you have medical insurance, dental, vision, you know.
Yeah.
And then just the simple fact that when you go to look at things in real life, it's the stability. Like if I want to go buy a house, for an example, they need to know where your money is coming from. And the fact that you could provide pay stubs is like reassuring that, oh yeah, we can work with you, because we know that if you keep doing this, you're bringing home X, Y, Z.
It's so much easier for them to be able to validate, like, oh, this company is giving you your income, so it's easier for us,
right?
You know, so it's just, oh my gosh, society definitely, not society, it's just like the corporate world puts you in a position to, if you don't plan accordingly, you will always have to need them.
Right. And now I think the world, COVID actually turned the world upside down, but it's for the better, and people don't realize it. Number one,
absolutely, a
lot of companies who were underpaying their staff got hit with a realization that, like, we got to up pay to the point where $15 an hour is minimum wage. Still not enough, but now a lot of regular jobs are their starting wages are 18, 19, 20. When I was working for BMO Harris for that brief moment in time, for the 6 months, I can honestly remember being there. I definitely was there for a year, but for at least the first 6 months, I can tell you almost every month we were getting random increases or raises to stay competitive for no reason.
Yep.
It got to the point where BMO, and then with my skill set, it got to the point where BMO Harris was actually offering me a pretty decent wage that no other job at that moment, minus the last one I had, and that's only because of the commission, couldn't match what I had. Like, no other job would give me what they asked for, and I almost damn near gave my 100% and then some to them. But then of course I had to leave that job as well too, which ended up how I got where I was. And then the last job I had, the commission structure definitely would have made growth in my business better, like easy. It would be easy, hands down, would have been an easy transition.
Yeah.
But then the time, like, yeah, I have the money to do A, B, C, D, but I'm not growing my business because I can't give the time I need to.
Yep.
Like, my marketing is suffering because I don't have time to work on it. My footprint is not out there because I don't have time to physically get out there and meet people. I can't contribute to Sherman Phoenix like I want to because I don't have time to be here during normal business hours.
Yep.
It was a lot of things that were not allowing me to do what I needed to do because I didn't have the time. But yeah, I got a nice paycheck. I definitely was able to talk people into whatever we were talking about, but the time was the one I concerned more about.
Doesn't that scare you? No, that's the wrong term. It's just time makes you think about time.
It does, because it's the one thing that you can never have enough of.
No.
And you can't get it back.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of us don't realize that until we're at the end of it. Like, here I am medically not able to move around.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm concerned about the fact that I'll never be able to go play basketball again,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm bed stricken, so I'll never be able to work a regular 9-to-5 job no more. So now I have to rely on the government or some other things. But the one thing I love about my business that I have
Mm-hmm.
is I don't need anything.
Mm.
I can do everything myself, which people get on my ass about that.
I was just about to say, we know you can do everything. Just like everybody tell me, we know you can do everything by yourself, but why don't you pay somebody else to do it for you so you can put that energy and that time towards something else?
And I think that's where my last step at, and we're gonna wrap this up in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where, like, I'm getting ready to work on a series called The Fear of Flying. Okay. And not the actual fear of flying.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
I was, because you're an entrepreneur and a business person. It's called
metaphorical
The Fear of
phrase.
Yeah. Because I was in the Air Force, girl. I'll jump out of plane in a heartbeat.
Oh my God. I did it one time. I ain't gonna do it no more.
Shit, I'll do it for fun.
Do it one time. I ain't gonna do it no more.
I'll do it. Solo, backwards. I'll flip out.
Oh, Lord, geez, no,
I'll fall asleep. I'll jump out like I'm going to bed. I ain't got no problem jumping out no plane. Especially if I know my chute works. But no, just back on top. I'm creating a series called Fear of Flying. I'm taking 6 to 8 different points and just highlighting on the fear of entrepreneurship. And my first one, because I'm going to take a break from actual interviews, I made this exception because of you. Like, I just had to get you in here.
You know. Glad to be here.
My first one is going to be called the fear of success.
Ooh.
And I think it's a fear that a lot of us don't really look at.
But we have it.
But it's the biggest one, because once we get where we want to, the fear of maintaining it, the fear of support. Like, I have a whole event, my very first true public event, TDR Kickback, July 29th here at Sherman Phoenix. Make sure you come out. Gonna be there?
Bet.
Okay. We also have an after party from 7 to 11.
July 29th.
Okay. You better be there.
Look, okay. I was about to put my phone out right now and put it in there.
No. You write this in your calendar. Okay.
I'm telling you, July 29th.
And the thing about it is, this is my first time actually publicly doing an event with my name on it. Okay. I've been the support system for everybody else. I've done kickbacks for my staff to celebrate the fact that we made it another year. I've done live shows, but now I'm doing it all under me. Like,
it is your name.
It is my name. It is my thing. It is my imagery.
That is amazing. That
is huge for me, but it is scary as fuck.
Yes.
Because my biggest fear is, what if nobody comes? And I have to remind myself.
You got to stop thinking like that. You can't even put that out there.
No, that's a natural fear. It's a natural fear. But then I have to remind myself, and this is why that's going to be my first episode, because I did have to put my foot in my. It's so many people that fuck with me. Like, I literally had to accept the fact that I'm popular. I did not know I was popular.
Scary, right?
Scary as fuck. Like, I just be at home. Why do you know me? How do you know me? Like, why do you love me? Like,
why are you sending me these hearts? I don't know you.
Why do you love me? Yes, but no, it's like a lot, and it's so crazy how many people say, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. I made a post saying, hey, I'm looking for vendors, and I actually had to turn some away because I had so many, and
it's already amazing.
And and I'm that person. I want to give everybody. If you ever pay attention to my business page, I wake up that morning, I retweet 5 businesses every morning. Because you don't know how much of a difference that one retweet may have made that person's business. That one contact. It's to the point right now where someone's like, hey, Tone, I need, prime example. One of my shows, like, hey, Tone, I need some guys for my Father's Day episode. She had announced it a whole month in advance. She had got nobody to sign up. Nobody's just like, I just got you, Tone, and somebody else coming through, right? It's like, all right, cool. She's like, I need to get some men. She said, you know what? I got you. I put a post. I need some men for my Father's Day episode. Timeline is full. Hey, what time you need me there, bro? What we talking about? How we going? Boom, just like that. To the point where I went in and I scheduled 8 dudes because I knew always 2 never show up. No matter, it don't be them saying
It's
two,
always them
but I
two
always
that
know it's
just
two
say
that's not
they
going to be there.
gonna come through.
It's two men. No matter, I can put 10 people on the list, 4 not going to show up.
Listen,
So it's always a guarantee, no matter what. Not everybody shows up. So I always already said it. And she was like, oh my God, this was amazing. I love this. And the simple fact that it went from that to now one of the guys was like, yo, Tone, I need to be a part of the network. I want to have these more conversations. Hey man, bring me on this. Because it was like just that quickly, I created a space and a network for people who did not know how to have that conversation and get there. So then I'm sitting there, it's like, you know what? This vending event is going to be successful. You want to know why? Because I'm not just letting anybody vend.
Mm-hmm.
I selected people specifically based on what they're providing. Yeah. So I don't have 3 people all selling t-shirts, even though I got people selling t-shirts. I don't have everybody selling cologne or everybody selling jewelry. No. Everybody, there's a different thing in there for everybody. Hell, if I'm trying to get a hold of old girl who sold coffee this past weekend, like I need that there. I need all this there because at the same time, it's not just about me and the TDR kickback. It's about these people who fuck with me. And then it's about Sherman Phoenix.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I don't want to have my vendors selling something that one of my shops can sell.
Right.
I want my vendors to be the add-on to what's in the shop. So if you go over here to Delicious Bite and you buying snacks and things, I got coffee and tea going on over here. I got Vitality over here. I got the coffee over here. I got Delicious Bites over here. If you want burgers, I got this going on out here. I wanted it to be that everybody has a different space in a different place. So when you show up in here, you better bring a minimum of $50.
Listen, and it's a space for everybody to thrive.
Right.
You know, like everybody is going to thrive in this space.
And that's what my intentions is, because at night, and then I think this is the party at night is where I think it really just let me know, like, damn, people really fuck with me. So I was like, hey, if I plan to kick back, would y'all pitch in on the food? Because normally I pay for everything. Do you know how many folks like, hey, bro, what you need? Tell me when you need it. How much you need? Where we gonna send it at? I'm like, damn. Now I got to think, do I want to
really out here for you?
Right. And I was like, damn, y'all really fuck with me.
They really for you because they know that this is going to be something great for you.
And it's just
this
crazy.
has your name on it and it's going to be something spontaneous.
And I think that's where the fear comes into play.
Absolutely.
My name on it. Because if it fails, social media is brutal when something fails. Because you got people who will love you but can't wait till you fail. So it makes you not really want to try, because I can be successful 99% of the time.
But that 1% you fail.
One time you'll always bring it up. It is wild.
And it's wild, it's true, and it's scary. But the one thing that I will say, just remember you're doing something great that person that really wants you to fail at it is not going to ever try to do in their life.
I noticed that. I did, because since doing this podcast and things, the podcasting community in Milwaukee is very tight-knit. Like, we look out for each other. It doesn't matter who works with who. If I say I want to talk about this conversation, come through, the answer is usually what time you want me there. Doesn't matter. So I show love, and I love that. But then there are those very few people who, oh, you want to go over there where Tone is? Yeah, man, I heard A, B, C, D. And it don't be nowhere near true. It be so crazy that when someone say something bad, immediately they be like, nigga, you lying. And it's not even one of those like, get out of here. For real, tell me more. It's like, no, nigga. It's lying. Like, nigga, you lying.
Like, you're lying.
Like,
stop
nigga. It. Like, that's terrible, like, bro. And I'm cool with that. And I love that for me. But at the same time, I'm scared.
Listen, I love it for you only because I know with you putting the time and the energy and you being as affirmative as you have been, it's going to be great. That's why I love it for you. And I just know it's going to be great. It's going to be spontaneously, genuinely great. And the fact that you have people who gather themselves to speak negatively on something that you have birthed and it is growing.
Right.
Lets you know all right there that, yo, you doing it. Do it. And keep
Enough
doing
about me.
it. Like, for real.
We have come. I got a little tear in the corner of my eye, and y'all can't see it because I got my head low. But no,
Like,
we have come to the end of this episode. We have talked a lot. This is literally like 2 episodes in one on my normal time.
This is the greatest conversation. Oh my gosh. I think this is this is like top number 1 podcast that I've ever been a part of, and I love it.
We going for coffee. No, I'm just kidding. You
Never know.
Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. Before we get out of here, tell people where they can find you at.
Oh my gosh. Again, such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me. You can find me on Instagram, LA LaShore, Facebook, LaFonda LaShore, Twitter, LA LaShore. Everything is LA LaShore. Everything is LaShore because it's just LaShore. But
how can we get those dope ass custom fedoras? Because I went and looked while you were talking.
Listen,
they fire. I'm telling you can shut the whole front row of church down in the
I'm telling you, both of my websites, both the publishing and the FabDora website, are both being revamped right now, and they will be relaunching before the day of my birthday, July 10th, the day of my birthday. But FabDora.com, again, you can find FabDora on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's everywhere. I'm everywhere. If you have any questions, shoot me.
No, she literally is everywhere, fam.
Like, for real.
I'm gonna start. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna make a calendar, a map, and wherever she tag herself that she's at, I'm gonna put a little pin.
She'd have been there. For real. It's just everywhere, like
it's gonna be where in the world is LaShonda.
Listen, it is blessings on blessings on blessings because I love it. So. But with that being said, I am honored for you to be here. Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. That's Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to your podcast. As she is definitely going to be back, as I am going to make her. No, before that. Well, no, maybe not before that because you're busy. But when I get ready to have my author conversation, I am definitely going to have you back for that. Yes, LaShore will definitely be in the
as we talk about, because I have so many of my friends over the course of the last year low-key drop books that I wasn't even aware of.
Oh my gosh, hit me up, hit LaShore up.
I got friends that dropped their second or third books. I have people that drop self-help books. I have friends that have made children books. I have friends that have made urban erotic novels. Like, I have so many friends who have taken books and just literally just redefined
doing it.
And it's like to the point where I want to write a book, but it's like I ain't got time. I'm just gonna
don't say that.
I'm just gonna download me an AI and tell it what I wanted to say, and then go back and tweak it.
You know what?
And sell 1 million copies. You
know what?
No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not trying to write a book. I'm gonna write a script because now that Tyler Perry owns BET, I'm gonna get me a show on.
I'm finna get a show on BET at this point.
I mean,
I'm Uncle Tyler.
I don't even care if Medea pops up in it. I'm getting a show on BET.
She can pop up her
because I've watched Sister, and I can definitely write better than that. I love them.
Scratching my throat.
First of all, I love all them black women on there.
All of them, but
some certain characters annoy me. You know what? Let me go ahead and end this show for Tyler. Be like, hey, I heard what you said.
Send me what you got. Send me what you got.
And I got it, but then he gonna be like, this is good, but I'm not signing you because you didn't like Sisters, and I can't have that. So y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of your